Hi, it's Michelle. I am the host of WeCultivate the Pod. I thought I might just hop on here and give you a little bit about the backstory. So, I will post a larger reflections piece, kind of talking about the experience of what it's been like the last 6 months. I cannot believe it's only been 6 months. Truthfully, I feel like I've gone through a lot. I just want to maybe share a little bit about why I even started this. So, for those who don't know, I am the founder of WeCultivate. WeCultivate is a training and now media company dedicated to empowering individuals to kind of take control of their global language and communication, but especially the media side of things. We are really expanding this vision beyond just one-to-one training or anything that I can do. I mean, I'm very happy to work on the training front, but I started this podcast really because of so many of the challenges that my clients face. They are wonderful people. I mean, they are people out in the real world every single day, kind of battling these challenges, but it also allowed me to really reflect on my own life and my own experiences. I'm the first generation of my family to be born and raised in an English speaking country. Also moved to another country. I've lived in a couple countries actually. I eventually immigrated myself, had to go through that whole integration process and what it's been like to essentially be that in that disadvantaged position, linguistically so, in the world. And I think a lot of these things were just coming together. I've really been deep inside of some of these conversations around what it means to be from X part of the world or what it means to speak a certain language. I feel like what I noticed was that a lot of these conversations were happening in restaurants and bars, in hangouts with friends. They were happening in just like the most obscure places, in train stations. I mean, they were wonderful, real conversations that I knew were going on. But when I looked at the array of options or media that was out there, everything I saw related to language had to do with teaching it, which I first started teaching English back in 2006. So I'm no stranger to the English language instruction world. It's not what I do currently, but I know that there's a need for it. I know that language instruction is very important, but as a multicultural and multilingual person, I know how it goes deeper than that, how language also brings in conversations on culture. It brings in conversations on one's identity, brings in conversations about one's background and family history. But more importantly, it goes into societal expectations, norms, systems of power many times. And I started realizing that I wasn't seeing the place to have these conversations. I was seeing these conversations happen, but I wasn't seeing a single media channel, let's say, dedicated to this. Feel like, as someone who is from a minority group in the States, I am very aware of the fact that when we talk about these things, it's always sort of with this rosy positive spin of like, isn't it beautiful to learn new languages and to expose yourself to new cultures? Sure, it is. But a lot of us also know the really grim reality behind it. And a lot of this is what goes unaddressed. Now, I'm not trying to only put out negative media out there. I'm just trying to broaden the conversation because the experiences of my clients and the things that I've lived myself, they are more real than most of what's talked about. Not every single day is going to be amazing. Not every single day is going to be just rainbows and butterflies. And I felt like I needed to create the space for greater depth also in how we relate to each other. The world is so different than it was even 10 or 20 years ago. And if we look at how quickly it's now starting to converge, all these different people in the world. I mean, most of my clients are people who have never had to leave their hometown, yet are exposed every single day to an array of different teams, divisions, pressures, cultures. So we can't do this language, culture, identity all in one box kind of model anymore. I really think that this is a real need. I think that the world needs to hear more of the real stuff and learn how to hear from other people's own paths. A lot of these things don't have correct answers. And I always say that real life doesn't come in a textbook. And even when it comes to how you use language or how you relate to people, how you communicate, this doesn't happen straight out of the box. You can't just learn the most common words or phrases, try to get through life that way. It really depends on your own situation. So I will do a longer piece kind of walking through lessons learned over the last 6 months. But I also want to say we are far at this moment. We are very far from reaching our June goal. I'm not the type of person to make a podcast or do anything in my life for numbers. I'm the type of person who really believes in quality. I'm the type of person who wants to find not just a lot of connections, but the right types of connections. And I basically decided to launch the model of the podcast, kind of work episode by episode, go through that experimentation process, but then also get very clear on where I am going with all this. We're in our last month of episodes for this phase, but I really want to just say a big thank you to everyone who's come on so far, but then also ask everybody here, please, we need your help to reach our June goals. We have so few people following on YouTube, on Spotify. It didn't help that Spotify and the EU currently aren't getting along. But I really just want to say, if any of the stuff that you've heard or any of the stuff that you've seen me post, if it's resonated with you, I really hope that you'll at least just tap the follow or subscribe button. I'm currently finalizing the details on a giveaway for all those who are leaving reviews. So just know that if you've left a review already or you would like to, because you'll be entered in for the giveaway, more information will be coming on that. I just feel like we're at the start of something. I just feel like I know that this is a small account and I know that I don't often have the time to come and sit and talk to the camera like this. The past few months have been a little bit crazy for other reasons. If you follow my stories, you can often see why. I personally feel like I've been waiting to do this for a really long time. And I know that I'm not alone. I know that a lot of people have been wanting to have these types of conversations for a while. So please support us. Please help us get to at least our goal. I would love to go past it, but please share the materials that I'm posting. And thank you again for being here. I do the millennial heart because I can't, my wrists don't allow me to do the new heart. Hold on. Okay, that also hurts. So bye.